Growing disciples has been the focus for the Western Australian Conference over the last 4 years. Baptism is always a real highlight, and we love baptisms when people make their dedication to follow Jesus. But ongoing growth, that's the challenge for all of us. We grow by engaging with Jesus through reading scripture, prayer, fasting, repentance, selfless service, and faith sharing. And we're wanting to encourage and grow ourselves. We want others to grow. This report will look at 3 key areas of growth. The first is follow, knowing and experiencing God. The second is grow, a commitment for all generations and cultures and through different community groups. The last one is engage, being present in our community in a positive and loving way that has an impact.
Following Jesus is the heart of discipleship. In scriptures, we see Jesus invite people to follow him about a dozen times. And that call that was first heard 2,000 years ago still echoes through the halls of history to our day. And right here in our conference, we've seen many people respond to that call. And one key example that I can think of is in the year 2023. A good initiative that was developed by the conference is the Follow 23 cards that was designed to help structure our devotional experiences. When you think of the resources that God has blessed us with as well, I think of Camp Mornington, where a space has been provided for some of our young people to go down for summer camps, where they can have life-changing experiences, where they hear the invitation of Jesus call upon their lives. And across our churches in our great state, we've had many examples of where we've seen people respond to the call of Jesus as well. A good example is in Port Hedland, where they've had 32 young or not so young people respond to the call of Jesus to follow him over the last 2 years. And here is Pastor Saya and Elder Albert, who are going to share with us some glimpses into that story.
So one of the things that we've been using so far with my Pastor here, we incorporate what the big vision for the church is, TMI, the total member involvement. We looked at how we were doing church and we found that there were some obstacles. So one of the things that we decided to do was to divide the town into four little groups, as cell groups. And these cell groups had leaders in them. Those leaders were not church officers. We wanted to utilize people, the ordinary people in the church. So we got the normal church members, empowered them to lead the small groups. And the little groups, they got together during the week to do Bible studies, prayer meetings, and they spent time together to connect with each other. This translated into the church, and the programs that were run every week was in those little groups. And if there was a new church member just found his way into Port Hedland, he or she had a place, or the family had a place to go and fit into the group, so we didn't feel like they were out of place. We decided to do Bible study, and we had bulk of the group that we worked with were the indigenous community.
As we discipled these people, at the end of the year, we had 32 of them came forward and surrendered their life to Jesus. The significance of this program, we had a plan, and we followed that plan, and we worked together as a team in following that plan, and at the end of the day, it works.
This story highlights to us the incredible power of when people come together to do something for Jesus in order to put an invitation for others to come and follow Christ. And we know that discipleship is something that best begins young in life. And our schools provide a great opportunity for that invitation of Jesus to be put out to our students right across our schools.
Our schools in Western Australia are thriving Christ-centred learning communities with really strong teaching and learning programs. We're nurturing and we have strong Adventist identity. We are growing in our building programs. Our enrolments are stable, but we're not without our challenges. It's very hard to find teachers around Australia at the moment, particularly Seventh-day Adventist teachers. Also, changing government legislation is encroaching upon our ability to express ourselves as God has called us to. However, the good news is that many of our students through our programs, particularly the Encounter curriculum, are joining Bible studies run by our chaplains and getting baptised. We really appreciate your prayer and support as we continue to step forward with the mission that God has given us in this conference.
It's inspiring to see what God is doing in our schools. Remember, in Mark chapter 1 verse 17, Jesus says, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." Jesus is inviting us today, asking us to respond to the call to follow after Jesus and keeping our eyes on Him until He comes back the second time.
As we follow Jesus, we grow in becoming more like Him. Across the Western Australian Conference, we're seeing encouraging signs of growth through 8 new church plants. One of these plants is Piara Waters, born out of Armidale Church. We'll now hear from Pastor Kyle Richardson about their journey.
Armidale Seventh Adventist Church began in 1975 with a mission to connect the people of the community with Jesus. And over many years, they have successfully done that with God's leadership. And then came COVID. And as we came out of COVID, this church saw some magnificent and amazing blessings from heaven.
At that point, we decided to go into the community to connect horizontally and vertically and have a connection between members and our God. So we started Vespers zonal groups in 3 suburbs. And in these 3 suburbs, we had an average attendance of about 20 to 50. And these continued to grow. It was an opportunity to meet once every fortnight, share some food, connect with each other, and share the word and encourage each other in the faith. On top of that, we also had a teens group, which gave an opportunity to young people to connect with Jesus, to learn in an environment that allowed them to grow.
At the end of 2023 and into early 2024, our church made the bold decision to plant a church in Piara Waters, one of our surrounding suburbs. And so in September of 2024, we farewelled 40 to 50 of our members, and they began under Sibbs' leadership our new church plant in Piara Waters.
In September last year, the Piara Waters SDA church plant was launched, which was a bold step of faith by the Armidale SDA church leadership. Our journey as a church plant has been an incredible one, full of challenges and rewards. Despite all these challenges or disruptions, our congregation has remained vibrant and committed with a weekly attendance of 70. Moving forward, our focus is to foster a holistic growth, which entails individual members' spiritual growth and having a meaningful engagement with the community.
Please continue to pray for both Armidale, Piara Waters, and all of our surrounding suburbs as we try to spread the everlasting gospel to the ends of the earth.
Growth is also happening in our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander ministries. Pastor Darren Peekel shares some of the exciting developments.
The work of ATSIM in WA, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Ministries, took a significant step in 2022 with the purchase of a Centre of Influence building right in the heart of Midland. Carla Bidger, the church plant which was operating out of Bassendean, moved to operate out of the building in 2024. And many plans are being placed to grow the work in Midland as part of the Centre of Influence. The plan is to use the building as a place where there is spiritual growth, but also a place where Aboriginal people can come and feel comfortable with help in their needs and support in various lifestyle challenges. This year we're particularly blessed with Wayne and Frida Thomas, who joined the team as Bible workers. We'll be able to improve the work as Bible studies and in visitations, and it's been a blessing to see the growth that's happened, particularly when the church decided that we would spend significant time in prayer, praying that God would bring people to our little church. So we look forward to seeing how God blesses the work in the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander ministries right here in the heart of Midland.
Adventist Care is also expanding. We've seen the completion of stage 2 of its redevelopment in early 2025. CEO Gary Blagden explains more about what's happening.
Adventist Care's Rossmoyne Waters Village is a vibrant community that is enjoying a growing reputation for its strong community spirit, its overt Christian values, and its modern lifestyle-focused amenity. The underlying mission of Adventist Care is to provide opportunities for people to be exposed to and influenced by positive, practical Christianity. This is the reason why Adventist Care exists. While beautiful new modern buildings now dominate Rossmoyne Waters' skyline, these buildings are merely a means to providing greater opportunities for more retirees to live in an overtly Christ-centered community where refreshingly there is no shame or embarrassment to acknowledge God and His blessings, and where a robust message of hope through Jesus is central to the community's ethos. Adventist Care has been greatly blessed. It is experiencing significant growth and development, and looks forward to a very promising future as it continues to intentionally deliver its person-centred mission of care and hope.
And growth isn't only seen in buildings and programs, it's happening in lives. Pastor Gervais Kanji tells a story about spiritual care at Rossmoyne.
As chaplains, we run regular worship programs here in our aged care facility, which is called Arana. It's almost like what we find in the book of Acts. We're discovering that every week, if not every day, God is adding to His church here. I can say that very honestly, Rossmoyne Waters is a living and thriving community where Christ is very much at the center of what we say and what we do.
These stories reflect the heart of our Grow strategy. Communities where people of all ages and backgrounds are being connected to Jesus and to each other.
As we spend time with Jesus and grow to become more like Him, we will begin to do the things that He did. Following Jesus is not a private thing, an internal thing. It is something that expresses itself as we engage with other people. And there are many ways that our churches, schools, and aged care facilities are engaging with their communities. What began as an idea of two individuals to feed people in need has now turned into a massive ministry that is impacting the lives of thousands of people. Here's a look at what is happening at Midland Meals.
Midland Meals is where we feed people every night of the week, 365 days of the year, and we figure that people are always hungry and we want to always be there. Our goal is each night to give them a king's banquet so they can see a little bit of what heaven is like. We've been going for 5 years. This is our 6th year, and we run in 3 places. We run here, Ellenbrook, and we run in Bassendean. We rely totally on donations from the community coming into us. And you know what? We've gone for 5 years, and there's never been a night where I've opened up and said, sorry guys, we've got no food, or we've got no plates to serve you on. It's amazing how when you step out for God and you do His ministry and you know you're in His will, He steps up and says, I can bless this.
Over half of the students that attend our schools come from non-Adventist backgrounds and many of them non-Christian backgrounds. So they have the opportunity to make a significant impact as they engage with the students and the wider communities that those students represent. One of the things that the Victoria Park Christian School is doing to have an impact as they engage their community is through something called Messy Church. Let's have a look at what this initiative is and the impact that it's making on the lives of students and families.
We have Messy Church that runs at our school on a Friday evening, twice a term. And it's a really beautiful time of connection between family, staff, students, and it builds a great sense of community. And it's a really fabulous opportunity to be able to grow not only the social connections, but also the spiritual connections for the family members and the school.
My name is Courtney Patterson. I have 2 children here at Victoria Park Christian School, and we've been attending Messy Church for that 2 years as well. It's been an inspiration to our lives, meeting these new people, and also introducing people to Jesus through a very informal and practical way.
So those are 2 stories of the ways in which we can engage with our community. As we experience more of God's extravagant love and generosity, we will also desire for others to have that experience too.
I want to say a huge thank you to all our volunteers at our local churches who do so much. Our pastors, Bible workers, our staff in our schools, teachers and non-teaching staff, and also the people who work in Adventist care. Your engagement in mission is so important for us. Our strategy moving forward is going to be guided by our purpose statement, to be a disciple-making movement that brings the hope of Jesus to every community in Western Australia. The phrase "bring hope" captures such a positive engagement in sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. We live in a really anxious, troubled time, and the people of Western Australia, and indeed the people across the world, need to hear our message of hope.